Hi guys, in this video I'm gonna start my series of videos about Python. We will be talking about Python 3 and today we will just cover basic data types and also variables, how to define variables, and first you need to check if you have your Python installed already. In Linux you can run this Python 3 without spaces, all small letters, and in my case I have Python 3.5. You can also use a later version or earlier version like 3.6 or 3.2, but the main point, it should be Python 3, not Python 2. So now let's just create our first file, Python file. I will be using VI. You can use any other text editor, it doesn't really matter. And I will say our file will be called test1.py, and so this is empty file. And first let's talk about strings. This is line with a hash sign, it means comment, so it will not be evaluated when we run this program. So first let's define variable a, and let's say it will be hello in single quotes. Then let's define another variable b, which equals Sergey in double quotes. So this is another string. And also let's define variable c, again in quotes. We will type 1, 2, 3, and then this is third string, even though you can see in between quotation we have number, but even though it is still string. So now we can print all of those strings into our console by using this function print, and then a, and then comma b, comma c. Also we can print the type of our variable to check what is the type. So let's say we want to output type of C. So now let's save our file. I will switch to another terminal, and now we will run our program like this by typing Python 3 space and then file name, which is test1.py. Press enter. So here you can see it printed all our variables as we defined them one by one, and also it printed type of C. Now you can see it is class, and the name of the class str, which stands for string. And now let's talk about numbers. So numbers can be integers like this. Let's say variable e will be 1. So also we are reusing our variable names again. As you can see in Python, first you can assign to your variable string, and right below you can assign another data type which is integer, and there is no problem with that. So before it was string, now it becomes integer. Let's assign to variable b another integer, let's say 1, 2, 3, and the last variable, let's assign something negative like -10. Again, we can print all of them like this, print ABC. Also we can check the type of the last, or let's say of second variable, of variable b, so that we will make sure that now it is already not string. So in this case it was string, and in this case it will be integer. So let's save our file. Now let's go back to the shell and let's run our program. So now you can see it printed all our integers, and now the type of our variable is integer, which is expected, which is great. So now let's also talk about floating point numbers. So in Python you can also define this type of numbers like 1.1, and then B will be 0.5 and C will be minus 3.0. And now we can also print all of them. We can also print the type of any of them, save the file, then run the program. So again it printed all our float variables, and then it also printed the type, which is float in this case, which is correct. Now let's talk about the last data type, which is boolean, and let's assign boolean type, boolean data type, which can only be true or it can be false. This is case sensitive. These reserved words are case sensitive. So if, let's say, you write something like this with small letters, the program will not run, and then it will raise an exception. Let's try to run it, and now you can see that now we have exception. It says name true is not defined, so it just considers it as another variable, and then it cannot find what's the value of that variable. So we can either use starting with capital letter like this, true or false, or let's say we will define our last variable as an expression. Let's write it like this: 1 equals 1, which is true again, which should be true. Let's check it, and let's try to run our program again by typing Python 3 and then name of your Python file. And I forgot to print it, and then I am confused why it is float again. So let's print them, A, B, C, and then let's also print type of, let's say, A. Let's save the file and let's run it. So now it is correct. So first is true, then false, then true again, and then type is bool, which is boolean. So in this tutorial we covered 4 basic data types, which is strings, then integers, then floats, and then booleans. So I think that's it for this tutorial. Stay tuned, subscribe, click the like button, and see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.